Me time. So the new PlayStation 4 was announced 2 days ago, and as I'm sure you know, it's got a custom 8-core AMD Jaguar x86-64 with integrated APU, and it's got a graphics processor capable of driving 1.84 teraflops. But the best bit is that it comes with 8 gigs of dedicated GDDR memory. But I know what you're saying, what about the software? Well, Sony came off strong there as well, announcing new Infamous and Killzone games, and the Killzone demo especially shows off the gorgeous reflection mapping and particle effects only possible on a next-gen system. I know all of this because a couple days ago I spent 2 hours watching a live stream of the event, after which I spent several hours watching, listening to, and reading commentary and speculation on what's going to come next. In fact, for the past few years, I've followed the goings-on and happenings of the PlayStation brand pretty closely. I read articles, I listen to podcasts, I even set alarms on my phone to remind me when something new is going to be announced. I can tell you what critics thought about every major PlayStation game since 2010, I can describe PlayStation market trends to you, and I can tell you why the PS Vita will do better than the PSP. I can do all of these things without so much as a Google search. What I can't do is play a game. I don't have a PlayStation 3, or a PSP or a Vita. I have an Xbox, and I mostly just use that to watch Netflix. Last year when my sister asked if she could have my PlayStation 3, I said yeah, why not, I barely use the thing. But if you asked me what my video game console of choice was, I would tell you, and I would tell you emphatically, PlayStation 3. And if I think about it, video games aren't the only area where I do this. If you were to ask me my favorite musical genre, punk would be towards the top of that list. And I spend a good amount of time talking about punk music. But if you were to actually look at the music I've listened to in the last year, punk makes up an insignificant portion. Even reading, people ask me all the time what my favorite books are and who my favorite authors are, and I can talk for days about it. But if I look back at the last few months, I've spent an embarrassingly little amount of time reading novels. I usually prefer to read nonfiction, or better yet, watch a video or listen to a podcast. And this disparity doesn't just stop at my interests. There are whole sections of my personality that I think I have, but I don't. I've often thought of myself, as I'm sure nearly everyone does, as charitable. But I probably haven't given more than $30 in a year. I've also often thought of myself as a pretty honest person, but I find myself lying about stupid little things all the time. Heck, I probably lied a little bit earlier in this very video. I have all of these things that I think I'm really into, or even characteristics that I think I embody, and yet when I look at what I actually do critically, it's just not me. I often forget just how easy it is for me to trick myself. I often forget that there's a difference between who I wish I was and who I actually am. I may not listen to that much punk music, but I do listen to rap, and I think the Ghetto Boys said it best. It's messed up when your mind's playing tricks on you. It really is messed up.